Alright guys, this is the Wicked Man, and this is a little new series thing I thought of the other day and I thought I'd give it a shot. Basically, I've been doing this thing for the past couple years where I record dreams that I have during the night. And I've got this little book, which I have with me now. I keep it by my bed, so when I wake up and I've had a dream, I write it down. And basically what it's done is it's made me able to remember a lot more dreams. So now during the summertime where I sleep a lot because I wake up at noon or 1 every day because I'm stupid and stuff, I remember at least one dream a night. At least. Sometimes 2. I've even had 3 occasionally. And, you know, the way dreams work is, if you look it up, you have different sleep cycles, and basically every time you go into REM sleep, your brain is basically almost as active as it is during the day, and that's when you dream, and that happens like up to 7 times a night. So that's how many dreams you have. You don't remember all of them just because there's so many, but you know, if you train your brain to remember them, you will. So that's essentially what I've done. So I thought I would go back and look at the old dreams I've written down and kind of talk about them and tell you guys what I think, because I've forgotten them, but when I read I'll remember, and then I'll, you know, just talk about it and see what I think. You know, I've tried this a couple times already. I wasn't happy with how it came out. I tried to do one about a dream I had last night, but that wasn't very fun because I just had it and it was fresh in my memory and it wasn't, you know, as exciting as I would have liked it to be. So basically I've gone back and read about this crazy ass dream I had on the 25th of October 2009. So this is ages ago. Basically what happened was I was living in a house. There was no adults in the house, and I was my actual age at the time, so like 14 or 15 or something. And I was there with my friend, and there was this guy that we knew that was like this ex-convict, and it was weird, and all this weird stuff started happening in the neighborhood. Like people started dying, and it was kind of creepy. And so obviously you can see where this is going. But you know, all this weird stuff started happening, and so I went to another friend's house. And, you know, you have to get that the locations of these houses is weird, because the first house I was talking about is in London, because I used to live there. The second house is here, you know, outside Chicago. So how we got there, I don't know. But we went to another one of my friends' houses, and my brother was there with his friend, and they were playing Super Smash Bros. And me and my friend just sat around, because they just completely ignored us, and they wouldn't listen to anything we said. And then this ex-convict dude like burst into the house and started chasing us. So you know, it's funny now that the more I think about this, I actually remember this dream. We ran away, and I remember getting in like a golf cart or something ridiculous, and we were running away on a golf course, and then we ended up in a warehouse, and he was chasing us through this warehouse, and we got like crowbars and baseball bats, and we tried to like hit him with them, but it wasn't doing anything. And you know, you have to realize the guy that was chasing us wasn't like a normal guy. He was like some Hulk brute looking thing. It was really weird. And so he was there, and then we got back on the golf cart and started running away again. And we ended up going through like a wheat field. You know, when you think of wheat fields, you get this like imagery of this really tall grass, and it like encompasses you when you go in it. Well, that's basically what kind of grass it was. It was extremely tall, and you know, it hid you when you went in it because it was so huge. And so he was chasing us through there, and somehow we got a hold of a shotgun, and we tried shooting him, and it didn't do anything. To be honest, it was kind of creepy. But so yeah, that's how that dream went down. I wish I could remember it in more detail, but the stuff I have written down, I mean, a lot of the time when I write these things down, it's right after I wake up and I'm still kind of groggy. Or if I have a dream that scares me and wakes me up, which happens occasionally. They're not particularly scary dreams, but you get scared just because you're sleeping and you're not your normal self, and your mind just kind of does its own thing. But I mean, my writing in this is absolutely horrible. It's very difficult to make anything out. But yeah, so, you know, go figure what it means. I mean, getting chased by this weird... I mean, I have written down here, chased by dude / thing. So, you know, you get the sense that it's not just a normal guy. I wish I could illustrate it better, but you know, go figure what it means. I mean, that time, not much was going on in my life, really, so I mean, it could have been anything. The dude could have, you know, represented the trauma in my life and blah blah. No, I'm not gonna go all like therapeutic on you guys, but seriously, go figure. Dreams are so weird. Like, you know, I had one. I've had some pretty weird dreams. I mean, that, like, on my dream weirdness scale does not even get close to the top. Although being chased around, you know, warping locations is pretty weird. I've had some crazy dreams, and I'll talk about those later. But you know, that is pretty weird. You know what? I'll talk about one now. I had a dream a while ago, and this is one of the ones that kind of stuck with me for some reason. I haven't really forgotten this one, you know, ever. I remembered it when I woke up. I wrote it down, and I still haven't forgotten about it. Let me close this book. But basically, I was this, like, it's really hard to explain. I was basically just me, and I was in this snow place. It was really, it was cold, and all I was wearing was like t-shirt and jeans, and all it was just a bit of snow, and then there was water, and the water kind of went down into a hole in the ground, almost like an underwater cave, if you will. And I remember that, and behind me there was just a wall. It was, I couldn't leave. The only way out was through this water area. And so I remember going into the water, and as I went into the water, well, once I was in the water, I turned into like a squid. And I remember going through this entire like world of stuff, like this underwater world and all this crazy stuff that was in there. I remember seeing all these like weird plants and these jellyfish that were huge, but they had red, like, I don't want to say balls because that sounds weird, but red bulbs on the end of these really thin transparent tentacles that would come out like the sides and stuff. So it wasn't like your normal jellyfish. You know, I wish I could draw properly, because then I could draw some of this stuff and it would be really like trippy and weird. But you know, there was some crazy. Let me see if I can find the entry real quick, actually, because I've had this going for a while. Oh no, that's a whole nother story, that one right there. You know what, I won't look for it, just because I'll probably just waste time. But I just remember going through this whole thing, and you know how it's probably inspired by the fact, if any of you have seen pictures of what it looks like deep underwater, like really deep, you know, it looks so crazy. There's all these weird fish, like the anglerfish, like, I don't even know how that thing came to be. I mean, it's crazy looking. I mean, the thing's literally got like a fishing rod, so it can fish in the water. Not really. I mean, obviously that's not how it works, but it's crazy. And so I guess that's where that kind of came from. I don't know. Maybe I was looking at something online, but just the amount of stuff that your mind can create while sleeping is insane. I mean, the reason I started keeping this journal in the first place was because I was researching lucid dreaming at the time, and it got me really excited, and I was like, whoa, that'd be awesome. For those of you who don't know what it is, lucid dreaming is basically when you realize that you are dreaming while in the dream, because you don't really know if those of you who've seen the Inception trailer, you know, dreams feel normal when we're in them. It's not till we wake up that we realize something was wrong, or something like that. But it's basically true, you know. When you have a dream that scares you, it doesn't, like, never in the dream and you're like, oh, it's okay, it's just a dream. No, you're always thinking like, oh my god, like, this giant shark thing is chasing me, I'm gonna die, or whatever. And then when you wake up, you're like, wow, I was retarded, that was just a dream. But while you're in the dream, you don't really realize that you're dreaming. And so if you do, then you've, you know, quotes, gone lucid, end quotes. And basically what ends up happening is it becomes really lifelike, like all your senses are there, and apparently it feels exactly like real life does, like everyday life, I should say. And you gain control of the dream, so you can basically manipulate the entire dream and do whatever you feel. So it's basically like you get to play God for a bit, which, I don't know, at least to me was extremely appealing. I've never had one personally, and so basically I was going through some steps to try and get one, and that was one of them. So, you know, what's the point of having the dream if you can't remember it, right? Anyway, so that's the end of this video, which was Gears 3. I wasn't playing, one of my friends was, that's why they were horrible. But yeah, so I'll hopefully be doing more of these. I think it's a good idea, and I think it has some promise. I just need to kind of refine them the way I'm doing it, I think. And so yeah, I will see you guys later. Bye.